Good morning, folks. This is Faisal, my friend. Say hello.
Hi.
He's from Singapore, and we're here this morning for the Sultan's birthday ride. Now, it's not actually His Majesty's birthday today. That happens in July when all the best people are born. And he does this ride usually to celebrate his birthday, but as I say, it's not usually on the same day as his birthday. Anyway, everyone's out today on their bicycles to join. He's going to do about a 10-kilometer loop around the capital area and around the Prime Minister's office, where I guess he usually works. And there'll be a lot of security around him, but we'll try and get as close as possible to get some good shots and see if we can spot him. If you're clever about it and if you're willing to sort of push your way through, you can usually get quite close to him before his personal security, plainclothes security, like push you back. So I'm not going to try and get in trouble today, but we'll see how close we can get and see if we can get some good shots of His Majesty out on his bike, which is a wonderful thing to see. And it's very encouraging when a leader, shows that cycling is a good thing and something that they enjoy as well. So, there you go. Let's see how close we can get. So His Majesty should be coming from over there soon off the parade field and coming in this direction. We've got more riders down here, and up ahead we've probably got some security posted also on like mountain bikes and bicycles around the corner. So we're just going to try and follow his group as it comes around, and so we get a good position at the front where we're not scrambling and having to push.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are now rolling.
This bike is quite close to where I need it to be. I think the geometry is pretty sharp. It's not as slow as I thought.
Slow, this one,
I mean,
but the handling.
But it's a bit more stable and less agile compared to my giant.
There we go. So at this stage in the ride, the plan was to just ride slowly and allow His Majesty, who has just left the main parade field, to catch up with us passers-by, and then we would just join on behind. There was, of course, a bit of a flaw with this plan, and that was as the ride marshals who were leading the ride behind us got close to us, they didn't want us to actually be anywhere near the Sultan. So they were telling us to go faster in order to keep ahead of His Majesty on the bicycle. So we were going to get trapped in a situation where we are riding forward and the Sultan is behind us the whole time. Right now he's behind us on a black mountain bike, and he's wearing a yellow helmet with a blue and yellow shirt. The Crown Prince is also riding with him, is wearing red, white and blue, like a red, white and blue jacket. Anyway, so that was the issue. The ride marshals are about to pass me by in a second. But the thing is, I kept slowing down in order to allow His Majesty to pass me by. And there's one of the ride marshals. I think he was slowing down as well to make sure that he kept behind me. So in a moment, I'm going to give up on this strategy, and I'm going to pull over to the side of the road and allow the head of the column to pass by, and then I'm going to try and join on the back. Okay, this is me, and I'm attempting to pull over now to let the head of the group go by, and they do quite quickly because they're really close behind. There's my friend. I just joined on the back, and just ahead there you can see just briefly a guy riding with a yellow and blue shirt. That is His Majesty the Sultan of Brunei, and immediately all these guys you can see around you right now, they're all security. All of these are plainclothes security, all on these mountain bikes here, and they immediately mob me and basically surround me to prevent me from getting anywhere near. You can see my friend, he's the only other civilian rider in this shot right now. all of these guys as security. It's amazing actually, because I remember the first time I did this about 7 years ago, when I was first doing the birthday ride with His Majesty, and you could get right close to him. They only had one line of security just across the road. Now the entire front of the ride is made up of plainclothes security, and you can tell all the plainclothes security because they all have a small blue label dangling. Well, most of them have a small blue label dangling off the back end of their bikes. The guy next to me now doesn't, but the one in front there in the blue shirt, he does, and all the guys next to him have that little laminated blue label. That means that they're security, and as you can see, there's an awful lot of them. So yeah, I am now about, I don't know, 20 or 30 riders back, and just following in the bunch of security. I remember when I first did one of these rides with His Majesty when I first came to Brunei, like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a lot less security. Now, like the entire front of the group is security.
Yeah, they were very good.
Yeah, I think before I had about 10 guys maybe, and you could get really close. So a lot's changed.
Are they riding a pedal bike?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's not as fast, but you have to really be good at like taking bumps, because sometimes people bump into you. One reason it was one of the reasons I considered bringing my green bike. It's comfortable and it's strong, and if it falls over, I don't really mind it. But I wasn't sure what you wanted to do after. I thought maybe you want to go riding further than 10k. So I was like, I better bring my road bike just in case. So we're going to do a loop, I guess, around the roundabout at the top, and then come back down. I'm wondering whether we should break off early, go to the other side, and so I can just take a video of him passing by. So I don't think this is particularly good footage. You can't get any footage of him, yeah. The guys that standing at the side of the road are getting better shots.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing the same.
Worried more about how people are moving up and down the route.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna, as soon as they get past these barriers, I think we can peel off. Say again?
And how when you're riding peloton, you should move better than I can. So I just
No, it's not a formal, definitely not a formal peloton. It's interesting though, you see a lot of bikes on these rides that you don't ever see normally. Like there's a lot of people that you meet on the rides who you've never met in the whole time you've been in Brunei. And you see some really interesting bikes come out for this event as well, like people who bought bikes years ago but never really used them.
Yeah.
And then
they made a bike comes up.
Yeah, they only use it for this event, and it's like some really rare, you know, unusual Italian bike or something. Right. I'm gonna go to the next one. And then build some speed and go out. What's crazy is there's even security on the opposite side of the road, which is currently closed, preventing people from even getting parallel with His Majesty. That's one hell of a paint job.
Thank you, sir.
Lovely. Is that a custom one?
Yep.
Oh, very nice. You picked it, or
I picked it because I was so obsessed with the original one. It's a check,
okay.
but it's a nice, safe machine job to make it look like
How did they get the crystal effect? Did they put some glass or something, you think?
Yeah, it's got some KB with it for me.
This bite here, you can see it's kind of crystally like that. This is my first bird bite I ever bought. And it's same sort of thing, like small glass.
Weighty, yeah?
Yeah, it's lovely. This was also a custom, but back in the early days before they were like, everyone was going full carbon.
Very right, man.
Yeah, you too. Did you see what kind of bike he's on today? Is he on his e-bike?
Looks like a mountain bike.
Yeah. He's got a bit of a fast whip. I'm good this way. I'm gonna pull over. And here comes His Majesty the Sultan of Brunei in blue and yellow on the black e-bike. There he goes. And then these are members of his friends and family. And then behind, security detail, absolutely massive. And now these are civilians on bicycles, loyal subjects of the Sultan of Brunei.
Sing it.
He did this last year as well. He cut it short on the map. It said they were turning at the
Glengas.
Yeah, so he guess he's... So as my friend has never met His Majesty the Sultan of Brunei, I'm saying we should go back to the main square where the ride will finish. His Majesty will usually have a few drinks to cool down, and then he will come down the steps of his viewing platform and meet and greet members of the public. You can actually walk right up to him and just shake him by the hand and wish him good morning or whatever it is. Sometimes he stops and has a conversation with you if you look interesting. So that's what we're going to do now. I want to see if it's the same as last year. Last year when I saw them, they were carrying like bar bags and top tube bags. And I'm pretty sure that they either had first aid in there or weapons. I'm not sure which.
Could be a retractable basin or something else.
Yeah, well, I would think they'd probably arm with firearms because his security detail usually are.
Yeah.
So I would think there's some in the group who are definitely armed. You know, one of the presidential candidates of Ecuador a few days ago was just assassinated.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was anti-drug cartel.
So he got assassinated by the drug cartel.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Or they're saying the CIA. Because the CIA make a lot of money from drugs in South America.
Yeah.
Basically, the CIA are running it.
They've been war with drugs, trying to control it, but
They say that, but they're not very successful.
yeah.
And there was this thing that Obama did a few years back. What was it called? Like Fast and Furious or something? Where they recorded a load of guns, the serial numbers on the guns, and then they released them to the drug cartels
Why?
to see where they would go, to like trace them. And the idea behind it was, we'll trace the guns, and then we'll be able to know where they're going and who's getting hold of them and all this kind of thing. It was a really dumb idea because all that happened was they just armed
Everybody.
like a load of drug cartels.
You can track in other ways,
Yeah,
not weapons.
and then
You're giving a weapon to
yeah, those weapons were then used in like loads of violent crimes, and they were like, oh, okay, well maybe that wasn't such a good idea then. It's definitely a stages bike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the bike you want to ride in the mountains.
you do like GC rides, a few days, a pretty long ride.
I really wish I had mountains here in Brunei, like in KK. I want to go back like
Pretty
so many
nice,
more
right?
times. It was so much fun.
The view, the weather.
They're coming down the other side as well, or coming down. I really got to try cornering at high speed. I mean, I was keeping it under 70. 70 kilometers an hour. I didn't go over because I didn't want to kill myself. I'm not experienced, so I was like, I'll just stay 65, 60 plus, you know. But it handled really well, even with my like poor ability.
You're right, and we end up biking.
Quick shot of his bike, I think.
Klub-klub di bawah Persekutuan Basikal Brunei Darussalam seramai 77 orang yang diketuai oleh Yang Mulia Pangeran Ahmad Suryani bin Pangeran Hashim, atlet basikal kebangsaan.
Moving quite well. Sorry.
Komisinya, boleh mau.
No, I did not.
You sure? You got a photo. Okay. Right. I was going to take a picture of you salamming him. Are you sure you don't want?
He seems to be in a hurry.
Well, you have to, unfortunately, if you want to meet him. You ever met him before? No. You should before you leave Brunei. Yeah. Sorry. You've got to say you've met one of the most important leaders of our generation.
Ina, Sultan. Nampak tak? Abang nampak ni? Pun berdua pun. Itu apa? Duduk.
Based in Temburong.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, Majesty. Happy birthday. You got it. Well done. You just have to go for it.
Yeah. Let's go. Good day.
You can't wash that hand now.
I need to wash it. Gonna eat.
Now you have to eat with your elbow or something. Congratulations on meeting the Sultan of Brunei for the first time.
Yeah. Before I go home.
Well done.
Next time. Been here quite some a lot of time, huh? Oh yeah.
Since 1995.
This time second home. Huh?
A lot of times.
And I can speak Malay as well. Huh? A little bit, huh? The weather's about the same. Huh? Goma here, I'm sure. You're running or you bicycle?
즐거워.
Oh, walking.
네.
Sunday is always like this anyway.
Assalamualaikum Yohanes.
Bicycle punya club.
You enjoyed the ride?
Yeah. Very much.
Good.
I'm from
It's
Singapore.
Great to see you.
Based in
Singapore.
Temburong, yeah.
Oh, based in Temburong.
Yeah.
From the
Singapore Army.
Singapore Army. Enjoy your time.
It's been good.
I've not bicycle for almost like 1 year. Only I come here for bicycle only. That's it.
Well, you can always come for a ride with us if you want.
Yeah.
It's aluminium. Looks like the bar tape was the original bar tape. See what I mean when you come out on these rides, you see some bikes that you very rarely see. Lovely. Pedals as well. Sure. No, they're Shimano's, aren't they?
Yeah, Shimano.
Yeah, they've got the Shimano serial number on them. Beautiful.
It is. Shimano.